Let's see who wants to talk some real estate. Let's get a couple people in here. I'm trying something different tonight. I want to see who wants to wave. Hey, how are you? How's it going? I want to see who wants to talk some real estate tonight, guys. I'm going to probably be on for about 10 minutes. See if anybody's got any questions about real estate. Let's get some more people in the room. If you guys have any questions, just fire them at me and I'll do my best to answer them for you. So it says wave. I'm not sure if you guys are hitting that or if, okay. It's the first time doing this. The only time I've ever gone live before has just been to show you guys properties. So thank you guys for coming in. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I want to talk real estate with you guys. I'm trying to read the comments while you guys come through this also. Where's everybody from? What courses did you study to become a real estate investor? I am a real estate broker. So I went to school at the Ontario Real Estate College. That's here in Toronto, actually. And I became licensed in 2006. So I've been in real estate going on my 13th year right now. Where's everybody from? Vegas? That's cool. Actually, one of my sales reps is coming back from there today, I believe. Where else is everybody from? I look at my timeline, it kind of tells me, you know, a lot of people, you are a top dog, you need a good realtor. Seattle, nice. It shows me a majority of my followers, about 50% of them are from Toronto, obviously. I'm in the Toronto and GTA area. So majority of my followers, 50% of them at least, are from Toronto. I do have some following around the world, which is pretty cool. I've had some people message me from the UK and some other parts of the world, which is pretty amazing. It's cool to see what can actually happen here, you know, when you go on social media. I never thought that when I started this real estate account that I'd have as many followers as I do, which is super cool, and I'm super appreciative for that. So, anybody else have any questions about real estate? Is anyone here a realtor? That's another question that I have for you guys. Were you always selling luxury homes? No, I wasn't, and I still don't. It's, you know, look, one thing I've never done from the beginning, I've taken business right across the GTA, probably as far north as, let's call it the furthest property north I sold was probably about 2.5 hours north. This was probably about 12 years ago. It was an interesting day, but we drove up there, saw one property and sold it. But going back to the luxury side of it, no. Last year, the most expensive house I sold was $5.45 million, and the cheapest property I sold was $113,000. So, listen, I love luxury homes, but I love real estate in general, so I'm happy to sell real estate wherever it comes from. Tapping into the luxury market's a little bit different. Obviously, if someone's going to give you a luxury home to sell, they want to see that you're able to produce and and be able to accomplish good sales in your past. You're not going to just walk into the business and take a $5 million listing, which would be fantastic, but it doesn't work that way. Any jobs for me? Where are you located, Georgie? Yeah, listen, you know what? This business, Iama, I believe that's how I pronounce your name. This business is not about the commission check. At the end of the day, the most important thing is servicing your clients. My belief, and always my belief has been from day one, is if you can service your clients properly, the money will come, okay? If you're a realtor who's gonna go around and, you know, not be so ethical and trustworthy with people, you're gonna make a sale and then you're gonna dwindle out of the business. I got into this business, I was young. I was, when I got in, I was 20 years old. So my oldest client, actually, to date, I was 22 and my oldest client was 93, and he was actually across the country in British Columbia, which I thought was super cool. So I thought that was pretty nice. But yeah, the luxury market, you know what, if it comes, fantastic. If it doesn't, again, every type of real estate is always good real estate to sell. Because more importantly, you get to meet a lot of good people along the way. That's probably the best time. Sorry, guys. Yeah. That's probably the best part about being in this business is every deal is different, and the relationships that you get to build over time is just something that's kind of priceless to me. Is this a commission-based career? 100%. It's 100% commission-based. If I don't sell, I don't get paid. I'll tell you something. Coming into this business, it took me 6 months to do my first deal. So imagine that, going 6 months without a paycheck. It was tough. It was tough, but I never gave up. This was something I always wanted to do. I always loved it, and it's been great to me ever since. Who else has got a question for me? Guys, go ahead. We're talking real estate right now, so if you got a question, fire it out to me. I know I kind of did this live session impromptu. There we go. Kind of did this session kind of impromptu. Next time I'll kind of give you guys a heads up. So has anyone else got any questions for me about real estate here? Do you also do property management? No, I do not do property management. But it would seem to be that I do property management. I lease properties for my clients, so if they buy an investment property or they have an investment property that they need me to lease for them, I will do that. We qualify each candidate who's coming in as a tenant along the way, so no, I don't do property management. Property management would be handling day-to-day things for people, so no. But we do lease out our clients' properties. How many clients do you work with? How do you find clients as well? Referrals. My business is built on referrals. I've always been a believer of doing good business for people, and if you do good business for people, you're gonna get referred. It's plain and simple. I don't like to be the type of realtor who's transactional based. You see, there's a lot of realtors out there, and some of the bigger ones, that they have these big teams, and you know, they'll sign people in, and the clients will say, hey, well, you know, I signed up with you guys because I thought I was working with so-and-so, and they never even hear from so-and-so because they're a number. For me, my clients, it's very important for me to have availability to my clients. When you sign up with me, you're working with me and my team. And my team is there to help me out with my work, but my phone's always on. You're a client of mine, you have availability to me all the time. We've used Mark in the past. Maybe the first say goes above and beyond. That's very nice, thank you. See, like when I hear things like this is what makes me love what I do. The most important thing for me is when you are signing up with me, and look, in 13 years my business has grown, and my ways of marketing properties and showing properties off is, Mo, what's going on? How are you, man? My ways of properties have changed, but most importantly, until your property is sold, I will do whatever I have to do in order to make it stand out from everybody else's. You know, I was sitting down with somebody the other day and I was letting them know, I said, look, you know, we're in the end of February now, there still might be some snow outside, so I'm gonna have your property shot today, we're gonna do the photos and videos and get everything done for it, but let's say we're on the market come April and flowers are starting to come out, I'm gonna reshoot your property. We're gonna do all the photos, all the videos again, because as long as you're listed with me, I'm gonna make sure that everything that I can do to sell your property, I'm gonna be doing for you. Thanks a lot for the kind words, by the way, Mo, I appreciate it. Saw a couple other questions that scrolled by there, so feel free to throw those questions back up on the board and I'll be happy to answer them. Again, we're talking real estate right now, so if you guys have any questions, I admire you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Real Estate Services GTA, and thank you. I see you're always liking our posts and commenting, so appreciate that. How did you gain so many Instagram followers? How important do you think social media is to the real estate industry? Okay, I'm happy you asked me that question. Again, when I started this account, okay, let me rewind a little bit. I originally had a personal / real estate account all in one. It was a private account, and then I finally said, you know what? I'm gonna start my own business account and keep my family account private, okay? So I started this account, I believe it was November 2015. Obviously, in order to gain followers and gain attraction to your account, you have to have the product and you have to have good content. If you don't have good content, then it's just not gonna work. I wish I had the 100% answer to tell you this is exactly what I did, because then I'd be able to help you guys all get to that point. But I've been fortunate to get up to, I believe now we're at like 21,500 followers, which is incredible. Only in the summertime, I believe, I was at like 6K. So things have steamrolled and obviously gained some effect as things go along, and you put up good content. Like for me, it's so important. You'll never see me put something on my profile that I don't feel is A plus. And again, that goes back to my properties. I'm not someone who's gonna list my property. I tell people, I sit down with them and I, look at their house when we sit down. And I let them know, I say, look, I'm not the type of agent that is gonna come in here and sign papers today and put your house on the market tomorrow if it's not ready. If your property's not ready, I'm not gonna put it on the market, because all I'm doing is putting your house in a position to not get as much money. Mo, you're amazing. I'm not gonna put your house in a position to get the kind of money it should. So if I'm able to present your property in a certain fashion and make sure that it shows to the highest degree of, you look at this property and say, wow, like that's what I want people to think, because first impressions are online. If online your house doesn't look good, it's gonna affect the way it sells. So that's something for me, that presentation is key. And look guys, nowadays it's not a secret. Matthew Stallone, my photographer, actually was touching base on this last week, I think, when he was doing a live video. You could go on people's accounts and actually see how many followers there are, obviously. Now, just because someone shows they have so many followers doesn't mean they actually have that many followers. Nowadays, people can buy followers, they can buy likes, they can buy all this jazz. So it's very simple if you want to check it out, because when I go into listing presentations, for me, my strongest key to my entire business is my negotiation skills. I feel that that's always something that I've been very good at. I'm very good to speak to people because I'm knowledgeable. So that's the first key to success, is knowing what you're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, people are going to look right through you and say, this guy's full of shit. So for me, it's very important to know what I'm talking about. And then when I talk to people and I show them my presentation, I could show them all these beautiful booklets, videos, photos, and all that jazz. But I explained to them, I said, look, for me, my social media right now has been huge. I love it. The fact that my account has gained so much traction means something to me, because I could show my clients, look, this is what I've been able to do. And when I post a picture or I post a video, it gets a certain amount of attractions. And the cool thing is, I have realtors who follow me. I have certain, random people that follow me, even other realtors' clients who follow me. So I'll get calls from realtors and they'll say, hey, Mark, I saw you posted, or my client saw you posted a picture on your Instagram account, and thank you, I appreciate that. I'm trying to read and talk to you guys at the same time. But I'll get calls from people, whether they're realtors or the realtors' clients, saying, hey Mark, I saw a property that you just posted on your account. Is it on MLS yet? And I like to post properties usually 3 to 4 days before going to the actual market with it, because I'm able to expose them to all of yous. And for me, what's pretty cool is, like, I've sold properties just by posting them up, saying coming soon, or just putting up a picture of something and selling it before it actually goes to the market. So for me, I know it's very effective, the social media aspect. And again, what I would suggest to every single person who's interviewing people, if you're gonna be told, hey, look at my account, I get a lot of people who follow me, I get a lot of traction here, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to socialblade.com, type in whatever realtor's name you want into there, or whatever business you're dealing with, if they're selling you on the social media aspect, and then at that point there, you could see exactly if it's real. There's certain realtors who will go on their accounts, buy followers, spike from like 8K to 30K in 2 days because they bought all these followers, and it's not authentic. For me, the most important part about me is being authentic. So that's something that I will always stay true to. If it doesn't get me business, great. If it gets me business, fantastic. Being a professional and being authentic is one of the best things you could be in this business, because people want to deal with truthful people at the end of the day. Any other questions that anybody else has? Hey Joe, what's going on? I saw there was a few questions that popped through, but I was just talking along the way. So if you guys had those questions, again, feel free to put them back up on the board, and I will be more than happy to answer whatever I can for you guys. Or we could just sit here and look at each other, or you look at me. Is there anybody from here that actually lives in the GTA. Mike, how are you, bud? Mike, you're a good guy. See, Mike's one of those guys. I put something up on Instagram and he sends me a message. Mark, what's going on with this property? How do you keep your hair so? Mark DiBiase, what's going on, bud? A little hairspray and some what's it called? I forgot the company. Garnier. Yeah. If they ever go out of business, my hair's done. I'm shaving my head for the rest of my life. It's this paste. I live in Stony Creek. Awesome. That's cool. And you know what's cool about this business too is a lot of people call me now saying, hey Mark, I live out in Pickering, or I live out in Durham, or I live up in Innisfil. You know, do you service here? Guys, one thing for me I can tell you right now, and I want all my followers to know this, I don't just specialize in one area. So for example, my office is here in Kleinburg, which is in Vaughan. I don't just sell properties in Vaughan. I sell properties everywhere. So that's the beauty of this. You know, if you see that maybe you like what I'm doing and you're interested in knowing what your house is worth and you have any questions for me, like, feel free to reach out. I work everywhere. I've sold properties as far south as the lake, as far north as 2.5 hours from here. That's my job, selling real estate. So wherever it comes from, I'm happy to work with you. Again, guys, this is the first time I've ever kind of come on like this. It's kind of impromptu. I was just about to leave the office. I said, let me just go live here. Let's see if anybody's got any questions for me to answer. Nice. Awesome, Freddie. I appreciate that. If you got any clients to send over, I'd be more than happy to service them. One thing that's important for me too, guys, is, you know, not every listing appointment that I go in on do I end up working with the people. You know, sometimes they choose that they don't want to work with me, and sometimes I choose I don't want to work with them. And the reason, I don't say that to be rude, but the reason being is, look, in the commercial side of business, it's totally different beast. Most of my business is on the residential sector, and it's very important to be able to have chemistry with clients. You know, I'm selling what I would think is your biggest asset, and also at the end of the day, when you're on the residential side, listen, these deals get emotional. There's highs and lows. You know, you're dealing with somebody's personal property. It's a very, very important thing for them. So we have to have a connection. You know, that's one thing that I find very important, because there's going to be good times and there's going to be bad times, and we're going to need to know how to work through those together. One thing I can tell you about myself is, again, for my clients, if there are any clients that are in the room right now, see this? This is beside me all the time, okay? If you have any questions for me when you're my client, you can call me at any time. Again, it could be 11 o'clock at night, it could be 6 o'clock in the morning. I am available to my clients. When someone decides to put the trust of my name on their lawn, that is the most important thing and the best compliment I can ever have. So it's something that for me is very important. You have my everything if you're one of my clients. Stallone. So Stallone Media, everybody go give that guy a follow. He's my photographer. He's fantastic. The guy does such great work, and he does a lot of work for not only people in Vaughan, but everywhere. Matt is the best in the business, and he just shot a property for me today, and Matt, I'm looking forward to getting those photos and videos soon. Anybody else have any questions for me? I saw before someone asked me, where do I think the market is going? You know what, there's the man to his word. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. And again, you do such good work for me, and you're definitely a part of my success. So, and look, you see with other realtors also, you do great work. He gives his all, and so do you. Listen, great minds work together, and working with Stallone Media, he's someone that definitely has helped my business, and again, he cares. My whole thing, my whole thing in this business is, if you give it everything, like real estate's my life. From Christina, she is an important part of my business also. So thank you, Christina, for everything that you do. Christina works for me and works with us at Euromart and helps out the team. And sorry about that, guys. I'm down to 5% right now. It's pretty cool, eh? That brick wall behind me. Not really a brick wall, but it looks to be one. Going back to where I think the market was, guys. Everybody knows if you live in Toronto or the GTA for that matter, we've had a crazy last, I don't know, call it really crazy last 12 months. Starting from mid-January last year. Things were crazy from January till about middle of April. Then things went like this. Overnight, 20, 30, 40% in some areas, and then it took a big drop. But you know what? If you really actually look at the numbers, the market is not bad. And from sales, even if you go from April to April, because I know they're going to say that the February numbers look pretty bad and the January numbers look pretty bad from year over year, but anything outside of that, guys, you look at the numbers. I know that I'm selling properties today that I probably would have sold for last year at around this price, maybe 5% difference, which to me is not huge when you had 30, 40, 50% gains within 3 months last year. So the market right now is very strong. If you are realistic and you're ready to put your house on the market and it's at a very reasonable price considering what the comparables are selling for, you're going to sell your house. Like it's very simple. The only thing that I'm kind of recommending to people now as opposed to last year was, now is the time that if you're looking to sell or you're looking to buy, I would probably put your house on the market first. If you're not in a rush to go anywhere, what's the problem? Put it on the market, see how your house is going to do, and then you can make a purchase, especially if you have somewhere to go. If you have a place to go, in-laws, anything like that, you have a place to go to, I definitely would be selling before buying. Simply because then at that point there, you're able to, if you sell, you know what you're working with, and you can be very confident on the buying side. I'm not one person to want to put my clients in a predicament to say, oh yeah, let's go buy a house so after when they have to sell, they're forced and they're choking to have to make a sale. It's not the way to do things. So there's a way to do things and there's a way not to do things, and with the right approach, things work out for everybody. The good Sparrow team, what's going on, Toll? How are you, bud? Anybody else have any questions? Because my thing is at like 3% right now and this thing's going to die. Nice lighting in background. Matt, thanks, man. You got to come and check it out. This is the first time I turned it on, so it was actually pretty cool to see this. Hi from Italy. Nice. I'm Italian. Born in Canada, but I was in Italy 2 years ago, and it was fantastic. I went with my family. We were in Calabria, and it was amazing. Yes, qualifying for mortgages has definitely slowed the market down, but again, like, it's all relative to what it was. If you ask me what happened between last January to April, it was a mirage. There wasn't a lot of homes selling, and the ones that did sell sold for astronomical numbers. And that was, look, 13 years I've been in the business, and I'm not sitting here saying that I've been there and done that with everything. I haven't. There's people who've been in the business. Dubai, cool. There's people who have been in the business for a long time and have seen a lot more than I have. But what I saw last January to April, it was crazy. It was insanity, if you ask me. And if you're lucky to buy and sell during that market, it was okay because it's all relative. Guess what? If you buy high, you're going to sell high. If you sell low, you're going to buy low. It's all relative. You just don't want to be caught. There was people, unfortunately, who bought during that period and said, I'm going to wait. The market's going to go up another 15% by the end of the spring. I'm going to wait. And those people, unfortunately, got in trouble, which you never want to see people get into that kind of a mess. But that whole thing's kind of over and done with now, because most of the people who have bought and sold during that period, it's all over and done with. This is about a year ago now. We'll see. They say rates are going to be going up a few times this year. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with it. I think that the most important thing when buying real estate is know what you can afford. And that's the most important thing. You don't want to be in this position, again, when the market was going 10, 15, 20% month over month, there were people walking into sales offices and just buying, pre-construction, okay, I'm going to take a unit here, I'm going to take a house here, I'm going to take another one here, and I'll worry about it when it closes. Guys, you got to close on these deals too, right? So it's not as simple as just saying, I'm going to buy this, it's going to go up $300,000 by the time it closes. Like, that's not realistic. So, as long as you can afford, the purchase that you're making, everything is good. That's something that's very important. Never outstretch yourself, and that's just in life in general. Khaled from Dubai. I was actually in Dubai for my honeymoon 5 years ago, and Dubai is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in the world, and I wish to go back very soon. I was actually talking about it with my wife the other day, and I was saying I want to be in Dubai as soon as possible. I actually have family that's there. It's just, Dubai is incredible. So that's pretty cool that you live there, Khaled. It's pretty cool that you're in Dubai watching me on a live chat in Woodbridge. We were at the Atlantis on the Palm, like, beautiful place. Anybody else? Anyone have any questions again like that? I'm looking up at that thing, and this chat might just get cut without me saying bye. And if it does, you know, sorry guys. You know what? This is a pretty cool thing to actually do with people. It's nice when you get to see somebody on video, because when they're on video, listen, you know what? You see a picture of somebody, okay, great. But when you see a video of somebody and you're actually able to interact with them, I know I'm not able to actually speak back and forth to you guys, but definitely reading what you guys are writing, and super cool, guys. Fast Freddy, send me, I saw you were saying before that you do something with flooring, so definitely shoot me a DM. You can actually go on my account, click where it says contact me, and send me an email with your info. Be more than happy to send some business your way if you're doing some work locally in the area. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to seeing those pictures again. Thank you very much for all the work you do for me. Thanks, Freddie. Down to 2%. Any more questions that anybody else has for me? Again, I'd be more than happy to answer this. I'm gonna start doing this maybe a little bit more often. It's pretty cool to see actually where people are from, and being able to talk to people. So it's pretty cool. So where is everyone else from in here? From Reggio Calabria. My father's from Calabria, which is in Italy for the people who don't know. I get them from everywhere. What else? Anybody else got any real estate questions for me? I know I went live today, and some people, I was born in Paris, France. That's super cool. I've never been to Paris. Somewhere I'd love to go to in the future, for sure. Okay, guys. I think we're going to wrap this up unless anybody else has any other questions for me. I'd love to get home and see it. How was the Brampton market? You know what? I haven't done too much in Brampton. I was born in a hospital. I haven't done too much in Brampton recently. I guess depending on what pockets you look at. I'm guessing you're from Brampton, Miss or MSMT. If you have a property there, they'll definitely give me a call. I'd be happy to give you an evaluation if you'd like. Guys, home evaluations are free at the end of the day, and if someone wants to take the time to actually, you know what, you'll see in my profile, sometimes I do a swipe up, you can get a free home evaluation. Look, I'm not going to be able to give you a home evaluation if you just put like your phone number and your street name without any specs about the house, but for anybody who's actually serious and wants me to come by, or my team members come by and have a look at your house and give you guys a complimentary home evaluation, that's part of the business. There's no cost to that, and we'd be more than happy to set something up and give you guys an evaluation of your home. The Water Boy Report, guys, go give him a follow. Super good guy. If you like sports, he's the guy you gotta follow. All right, guys, I think I'm going to turn it in because I see it at 1% right now. I want to be able to say bye to you guys, and this was actually super cool. So I will do this in the future, and the next time I do this in the future, I'll give a little bit of a heads up for it and let people know. So if there are any questions that you want to answer me or you want to tune in, we will definitely go from there. Future Design Homes, probably the best renovators I've ever encountered in my life. Check out their page. They do some crazy work. They got some really nice projects coming up too, so I'm super excited about those. Take care, Mike. I appreciate it. And again, don't hesitate to send me those text messages or direct messages whenever you got questions, that's for sure. Anytime, Cam. You guys are the best. All right, guys. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to not call it a night, but leave the office. And again, if you guys have questions, always feel free. Shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, call me. whatever you guys like. I hope you guys all have a fantastic evening, and thank you guys very much for tuning in. Take care.